Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. As I mentioned in my last video, doing the Space Marine Terminator armour has given me the confidence to go with something with a bit more detail. So I've had a look through the Leviathan box set and decided to give the Captain in Terminator armour a go. And yes, I wimped out of doing the librarian model, but I will get back to him at some point. There's a cloak on this model, would also make access difficult around the back of the model. Decided this was going to be my first sub-assembly. So I kept the cloak, the arms, the head separate. Also kept the body off the base as well, because there was some detail on the base I wanted to get to as well. One tutorial I watched that I wanted to follow for this one. As you know from my other videos, I generally watch a tutorial video and then follow that and kind of benchmark myself against it. But a lot of the videos I watched were for the Ultramarines. There wasn't really one that really grabbed me, so decided this was going to be a bit more of a freestyle scheme. Still underpinned by that Mephiston red base and Corvus black bodysuit. And there's some fleshed hair as contrast for the recessed shade and the Troll Slayer orange for edge highlighting, like the previous Terminator armor models. But there were some different elements that I really wanted to have a little bit of fun with and try something with the paint that I had. The cloak, that was Corax white with Apothecary white over the top. Ended up painting this twice because the Apothecary white seems to be a very difficult contrast paint to get mixed. You've got to shake it forever, I think. It came out a bit streaky the first time, so painted back over it and then back over the Apothecary white, and it seemed to come out okay. Then went back over that, then a little bit of edge highlight on some of the creases on the cloak with the Corax white, and then a little bit of white scar on the very edges just to pop a little bit more. A lot of the models I saw online, there's a little bit too much gold for my liking. I know he's a high ranking captain, I just want to make him look a little less bling. So you can see there on the knee, the Crux Terminatus, the shoulder, and on top of the backpack there where I've done the centre in lead belcher, and then done the rest in retributor armour with the usual Reikland flesh shade, which I really like because it kind of gives it just a nice warm gold colour. On the scroll work I used Shabti bone. I'm not sure if I get that to zoom in far enough, but on the knee there and on the shoulder, and then I just used some skeleton horde watered down with some contrast medium, just to wanted to go for like an ivory kind of look, and I think it's come out quite well. Quite like that. And then I just did a bit of freehand writing just to write the words Baal in the center of each scroll there. The shields as well on the front, it looked a bit plain to start with, so I used some masking tape because I didn't fancy trying to freehand a straight line. And let's just see if I can get those looking. Yeah, just used a bit of Corax white there just to make it look a little bit different, and then took some transfers from the box just to add some extra interest to that. This was also my first unhelmeted head. Didn't come out as bad as I thought it would. It was actually fairly easy. I think it was flayed one flesh with some an Avalon sunset for the hair, and then just Reikland flesh shade over that. Fortunately the camera can't zoom in close enough for you to see the eyes. They're okay. They're not the greatest ones you'll see, but at least he's not boz-eyed. At least I don't think so anyway. The base had a lot of detail on it as well. I really like this base. Kind of lazy a little bit because I didn't really have to do much. I did put some grass, a small tuft of grass on there like a weed. Also that section in there, just I wasn't sure. I've seen different videos painting at different colours, so in the end I decided I was going to make it look like he'd pulled the Tyranid's entrails out, so trailed a bit of blood for the blood god across there as well. And then doing this model, I've had a look at a Tyranid painting tutorial. So I mixed the Magos purple, did a sort of wash over the body, and then went back in with some Magos purple just for the deeper parts. And again then the Nagaroth, I it's Naggaroth Night for the carapace, and some Warp Fiend Grey for the edge highlighting. It's kind of given me the bug to do some Tyranids, pardon the pun. And although they're not really bugs, are they? But I think I'm going to do some Tyranids next. Really did enjoy doing that severed head at his feet. And then just to finish off, I just thought he looked a little bit too clean considering he just severed a Tyranid's head and he was stomping on it. So I took some blood for the blood god on an old toothbrush and just sprayed a bit across him just for a bit of blood splatter, and then just put a bit leaking out the mouth there, etc., and some on the sword. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing this model. Took me a while to do, and towards the end I was maybe starting to get a little impatient to get him finished, but really pleased with how that's turned out. And by doing this model, I mean, I did the Terminator armour on the last models. That gave me the inspiration to do this one, and then doing the Tyranid head on this model has given me the inspiration to do some termagants. So that's what's going to be coming next in a video. So thanks for watching as usual. Goodbye.